Hey, have you ever wondered why some people seem to be very successful, highly motivated individuals? Well, I have wondered, where does the energy, the drive, or the direction come from? After doing some research about these concerns, I comprehend now where and what raises these hidden adrenalines. It is called motivation. Sigmund Freud, the father and founder, as he is well known in the field of psychology, with his theories, gave some astonishing insight into the reasons why we behave the way that we do. His theory supported the fact that human behavior is the result of desires, impulses, and memories that have been repressed into an unconscious state, yet they influence actions. Freud believed that human personality had three structures: the id, the ego, and the superego. The id consists of instincts, totally unconscious and out of touch with reality. The ego is like the branch of personality because it makes the individual use reasoning to make rational decisions. The superego is the moral branch which develops as children are taught right from wrong. The superego can be considered as a person's conscience. Your conscience is that part of the brain that weighs everything, the side that will reason and compose the id and ego to do the right thing and not just react to every action.
Sigmund Freud's psychodynamic motives. Sigmund Freud is the founding father of the psychodynamic approach to psychology. This theory gave some astonishing insights into the reasons why we behave the way we do. Therefore, unconscious drives motivate people to act in certain ways, and the mind is responsible for both conscious and unconscious decisions based on drives and forces. He shared that unconscious desires motivate people to act accordingly. His theory supported the fact that human behavior is the result of desires, impulses, and memories that have been repressed into an unconscious state, yet they influence actions. To understand a person's personality, we must tap into his or her unconscious. Freud then argued that our personalities are determined by both conscious and unconscious powers, with the unconscious exerting considerable influence on the conscious.
Gordon Allport, who is the founder of functional autonomy of motives, believed that whatever happened in the past, such as during toilet training or schooling or some other type of childhood crisis, is no longer current and does not explain adult behavior unless it exists as a current motivating force. Allport's concept of functional autonomy proposes that the motives of mature, emotionally healthy adults are not functionally connected to the prior experiences in which they initially appeared. Forces that motivated us early in life becomes autonomous or independent of their original circumstances. Alport proposed two levels of functional autonomy: preservative functional autonomy and propriety functional autonomy. Preservative functional autonomy is concerned with such behaviors as addictions and repetitive physical action, such as habitual ways of performing some everyday task. The behaviors continue or persevere on their own without any external reward. For example, when a rat has been trained to run a maze, for food is given more than enough food, it may still run the maze, but obviously for some purpose other than the food. Society functional autonomy is the level of functional autonomy that relates to our values, self-image, and lifestyle. Alport considered propriety functional autonomy more than preservative functional autonomy and is essential to the understanding of adult motivation. Out of appropriate functioning is an organizing process that maintains our sense of self. It determines how we perceive the world, what we remember from our experiences, and how our thoughts are directed. This is an organizing process that includes organizing, mastery, and competence, and patterning, which describes a striving consistency and integration of the personality.
Self-determination theory, formulated by Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, provides a framework to analyze the quality of human motivation. Previous research focused on the quantity of motivation, whereas they focus on the quality of human motivation. SDT is founded on the premise that humans are inherently active and self-motivated even without receiving an award. Motivation comes in two forms, intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is the most positive type of motivation, and it is the dependency to explore and learn because it provides personal satisfaction and enjoyment. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, occurs when external source attempts to influence someone's behavior.
In this section, we take a look at theories of motivation from a Caribbean context. The Caribbean experiences harsh realities of maternal absenteeism, teenage pregnancies, financial instabilities, and therefore mothers tend to spend less time nurturing their infant. This results in the infant developing needs. Psychologists have made impressions on every aspect of human behavior, and hence a human's oral passive character, according to Freud's psychoanalytic theory, is developed after limited sucking as an infant. This deprivation leads to a need for oral gratifications such as smoking. In the Caribbean, there is a surprising report that the average age of first-time use of marijuana and cigarettes is 8 and 9 respectively. In Trinidad and Tobago, we had our very own Robin Hood, according to some. His name was Selwyn Robocop Alexis, whom, according to a retired officer, took monies from people he perceived as the rich and gave handouts to the needy, the youths under him, and the residents in the community. Here we observe that according to Gordon's theory, motives are flexible and subject to change. Moreover, the same behavior can be directed by the different motives in different persons. Observe from the image that young girls are speaking on a mic, demonstrating strength and independence, something that is distant in some Caribbean islands. In Belize, to satisfy their basic needs, young women sought education, which led them to independence, economic opportunities, and a way to avoid maltreatment. In other words, they were self-determined.
In summation, motivation is that force that gives individuals the push for them to achieve their goals and ambitions. Many psychologists such as Freud, Allport, and Deci and Ryan have developed theories which helps explain motivation. Freud insisted that sexuality and aggression were the driving forces behind all human motivation. Allport shared that motivation is based purely on the present occurrences and is not influenced by past experiences. The self-determination theory addresses the issues of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation and states that when individuals' physiological needs of competence, relatedness, and autonomy is met, they can grow and function at their most optimal. From the Caribbean standpoint, these theories can be applicable as it enables psychologists and other professionals to identify and explain the reasons why certain individuals may be motivated to protect a known drug dealer, utilize educational opportunities, or commit a crime. The end.